Better Together podcast.
Welcome to the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce. We are recording today from the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab. The Better Together podcast highlights local businesses each week as the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce continues to promote an amazing business community. I'm Marty Woodward from Rescued Wood Rehab, and my co-host Brad is out on assignment today. But I have the pleasure of introducing the world here to Latreash McCurdy from Latreash Designs. She is the owner extraordinaire, the owner extraordinaire. We came up with that title just a couple of minutes ago, of Latreash Designs. Latreash, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so right into the microphone. There you go. That's where you're at. So tell us about Latreash Designs.
Yeah, so I have been in the design world for 25 years, maybe 26, we'll keep it around there. And I started Latreash Designs about 11 years ago. I've always been in the art field with illustrating or drawing, and I just took that and ran with it, and I haven't looked back. I mostly focus on branding, website design, social media, and even coaching, brand audits, that type of thing, to make sure that businesses look good while they're out there.
You've certainly done a lot of stuff in the Fuquay Arena area with a lot of chamber members as well. So what really inspired you to start your business?
Well, I fell into my business because I was working in corporate America. And for some reason in corporate America, the designers are usually the ones that are laid off kind of in the early stages. And so for job security, I thought, let me start my own business so I can't get laid off or fired. And I just kind of ran with that too.
That's great. So, as you got started and kind of jumped into the business, or was pushed in maybe, what challenges did you face in the beginning?
Oof. I think with every business, there's challenges of just learning how to run a business. I thought as a designer, I'm just going to design all day, but it turns out I also market, do accounting, do bookkeeping, have to clean up my books and my computer itself. I had to do everything. And that was one of the challenges. A second challenge was once I relocated, I left New York and I moved down to North Carolina about 5 years ago, and I had to restart my local network. And that was hard because I knew no one. And so that was one of the challenges.
Yeah. So, networking is a huge thing. Obviously, you're very active with the Chamber of Commerce, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. What are some unique aspects of Latreash Designs? What makes it maybe different than others?
I think for my business, what I do for my clients is create more of a journey with a one-on-one approach. So let's say you're a new business or you're established, but you're just kind of getting your feet off the ground. My role is to create the brand. That's your logos, your colors, your fonts, everything, the experience, the visual identity. Then take that visual identity and build your website too. So now I've done your brand and your website. If you have a brick and mortar or an office, I bring that brand into your space too, so that when people come in, they get the same experience as they get when they look at your website. And I try to do a 3-month launch for clients for their social media. So I create posts for the first 3 months, engage and help grow their following so that they can focus on the business itself other than just like trying to manage social media, manage the brand, manage the website. And I try to give that journey to them so it's a little bit easier for them to just get started.
That's fantastic. So, what are the products or services that you offer? Can you kind of go down that list and, hey, I like Latreash, I want to work with her. What kind of things do you offer?
Yeah, so when I first started, I thought I would offer everything. I wanted to do videos and video editing and all of the things under design umbrella. And then I realized you just can't. So I found my niche was more of just developing brands, logo design, like I said, color palettes, fonts, icons, helping people decide what kind of photography to use with their brand as well is important. The website design, mostly work Wix and Squarespace. Those are websites people can self-manage, and it's just a little bit easier for them if they are in the role of a very small business and they don't need to hire a hosting agency to host their website every month and manage that. Interior brand styling is something I added late last year. I worked with the interior design of Fat Cat and helped design that space.
Fat Cat ice cream, homemade ice cream right here at Fuquay Arena.
Yeah, and so when they got their brand finished, we went inside the space and helped bring those brand elements in there, as well as like Hoppy Tales, which is a tap room that opened up just in that same plaza. And there's a VR space opening that I'm working on as well for their interior space and their brand. I do coaching as well and social media coaching so that people can self-manage. A lot of people, they don't find the value in paying for social media support. And some people are just really good at doing it themselves, but they might need strategy or coaching or what are the right platforms to reach their target audience. So I offer coaching for that as well. And then another thing I do for small businesses that's not just design related is impact session. So it's 1 or 2 hours that you get to sit with me and ask questions to somebody in my industry without any commitment of I have to do your brand. I can review your brand if you want and give you some pointers. I can sit with you and talk about the best places to market your business or how to do an event if you have a trade show coming up. Maybe it's the layout of your store. You just need it kind of functioning better. So those impact sessions help with that part too.
That's tremendous. So, is there something that makes Latreash Designs stand out from maybe some competitors you might have out?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I would say
you
like
have a great brand. I mean, her brand is right here. I'll put that up on the screen. You can't see it, but the back of her koozie says "All up in your business."
yeah.
Which I will say, you've been all up in my business, and certainly thank you for doing my website. That was a fantastic. But yeah, is there something that makes you stand out? You know?
Um, I think my personality is really engaging. If I could say that. I do a one-on-one approach. I think when you work with me, you get my 25 years of experience in multiple industries that I've been in. You get to have a customized brand website, whichever piece you decide to go with, and it's all geared towards you and your target audience. Now, it's not like, oh, my favorite color is pink, I'm going to design your stuff in pink. It's what fits your target audience and then customizing towards that and making sure that my clients are comfortable with me enough to come back when they've hit a roadblock.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, do you have any, I know you're involved with the community tremendously, but any community involvement or special initiatives that you can, share with us that you're working on?
Yeah, so I volunteer quite a bit in the community. When I moved here, one of the things I mentioned was not having a network, and I thought, well, the more I volunteer, the more I build my network. So joined the chamber, of course, and I won Ambassador of the Year last year, as well as Excellence in Business Award. So as an ambassador with the chamber, I'm able to go out and kind of volunteer at events that they host, and that helps me feel like part of the community. I'm also part of the FPDA Arts Committee, so I volunteer there as well. We meet once a month and talk about how to bring artwork into the downtown area. And right now we're talking about the In Plein Air that's coming up, as well as the events that go on through the year. How do we bring artwork into the spaces, whether it's, an art walk or that type of thing. Another area that I'm in is the Southern White Business Alliance, and that's working with the two high schools, Willow Spring and Fuquay-Varina High School, and we take kids on a leadership journey. I typically helping them with interview skills, resume building, and just talking about business as a whole and that type of thing. Pretty sure that's all I volunteer.
I think that's enough. I mean, I don't know how you would actually sleep, Latrice, but you're everywhere, and certainly the community does appreciate it. Can you share, kind of going back to business for a second, what lessons have you learned in running your business?
Yeah. Back to what I said earlier about being the accountant, the bookkeeper, and all of those things. I've learned that I'm not just a designer. I love design. It's what I want to do, but to own a business and be kind of mostly on your own and just hiring out for things, you are a little bit of everything. I'm a salesperson sometimes. I am negotiating my contracts. I am trying to gain clients. So what I learned is that I don't actually have to do all that myself. I can hire people. I can hire an accountant. I can hire a bookkeeper. I can hire someone to clean my computer if I want to. So taking advantage of resources that are around me and not feeling like I have to be a jack of all trades and do everything.
Right. So you can focus on your business and
Exactly.
do that. That's fantastic. So if you could offer any advice to someone who's like, hey, I think I want to step out and start a business, what advice would you offer to anyone who is an aspiring entrepreneur?
The first thing I would say is have conversations with people in your industry. Don't see them as competitors, see them as collaborators, and get a good understanding of how the businesses operate. The other thing would be talk to a designer. Make sure that you
Call the trees. Yeah.
any designer, but yes, mostly me. If you get the conversation started, you can get a good idea of where you are in your business. Not everybody needs a high-end logo right away. If you're doing craft markets 3 times a year, you're okay with that Canva logo. But if you're starting a business where you're going to hire people, you're going to grow, you have to look at, am I going to invest money now to create the brand and website I want? Or am I going to put that on back burner and launch my business with an okay logo and okay website? But then people get accustomed to those. They like that. They get used to seeing it. And then when you go to change it in 2 years, there's a shock of like, well, what has happened? So have a conversation with a designer and marketer and get an idea of where you are with your business. And if it is the right investment to do right away, I say yes.
Yeah. I think it's great advice. Do you have any upcoming project or future goals that you're working on?
Yeah, so I'm currently working with a company called Virtue Alley. It's opening up in Quaint Plaza, where Fat Cat Ice Cream is located. And that's going to be a VR gaming room. It's going to have game simulators, VR, it has a golf simulator in there. And so I've been working with them on their brand, and then I'm designing the interior space, and then we'll be working hopefully on the social media and getting that launched up, and should be opening here in the next few weeks. So that's one project. And then I just finished working with the Fuquay Arena Jeep Club. We rebranded their logos and their color palettes.
A different duck.
It's a different duck.
A different duck.
It's a little more friendly and happy.
Friendly duck, yeah.
There's also a Jeep version of the logo. So they'll start using those materials here soon. We just started sending things off for print, and you'll see that around. It's a great nonprofit if you haven't been involved with them.
No.
So those are future goals as far as projects go. As far as my business goes, I want to get more involved in speaking engagements because I have a lot of information up here that I think could benefit people in the business world, and I'd like to get out there and help people out and talk where I can.
Yeah, you certainly are all about Fuquay, right? I mean, I know you're heavily involved with the chamber and FVDA and the schools, and that's fantastic. Do you have any local spots that are your favorites here in Fuquay Arena?
So when it comes to my local spots, I like to spread the wealth. I like to take a nice early casual Saturday, and I bounce around to different shops downtown and different places to eat. I try to visit my clients I've worked with over the last couple of years. My dog likes Earthwise, so we go there and play in the ball pit every once in a while.
My dog loves that too, yeah.
And then I'll stop at Stick Boy or head over to Fat Cat again and get ice cream.
It always comes back to ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah. And I really enjoy Fuquay Spice and Tea. They have a wide selection. It's where I go for gifts as well when I need to get gifts for people. So, but yeah, those are my hot spots usually.
That's great. So, what's the best piece of business advice you ever received?
Advice I've ever received. I would say that not every client is your client. And that's okay. You don't have to just accept it because you're low on clients. You don't have to work with someone who's difficult. Build a network of people in your industry. So for myself, I've built a network of other designers. And if someone comes to me that's not my client, I can refer them to those other designers. And those designers do the same thing. If they have someone that's not fit for them, maybe their website's on a different platform, then they send them my way as well. So yeah, not everyone's your client, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. You can be selective, and I think that's fantastic. Is there one surprising fact about Latreash Designs?
I would say that I have worked with clients internationally, just all around the world. Yep. I have clients in Iceland, South Africa, Netherlands, France, Germany, and across the U.S. I just finished up something for somebody in California, working on something in Savannah. So I do have a little bit of a global reach, but it's,
Latreash Designs is global. We thought you were just hanging out in Fuquay Arena. So where can our listeners find you? How can they get in touch with you? Like, hey, Latreash, we've heard that name and we want to get engaged with her. How can they connect with you?
So my website is latreash.com. It's Latreash, for those who can't spell that, .com. And then my social medias are Latreash Designs. And then if you want to see some of my work, you can go to Lollipop's Children's Shop. I did their branding. Home Court Pickleball, I just finished their website. The Jeep Club, I've worked with Fuquay Vinyl. I helped design the camper for their mobile shop. I worked with Oak City Payments and Hoppy Tails Bar. That's just a few. I can't name all of them.
Yeah. Well, Fat Cat, obviously, Rescued Wood Rehab. You actually did.
Oh, yeah.
You actually did my website. It's tremendous. So, just saying. And you did a fantastic
And I worked with Brad as well, who's not here. I did
Brad from Greater Culture CrossFit. Yeah. So, you've done, and the connections you've made, I think, have all kind of come through, a lot of them have come through the Chamber of Commerce here. Right? And so, what's your favorite part of being a very active member of the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce?
So I like to say that when you work by yourself for yourself, you need a water cooler station to talk. And so one of my points of joining the chamber was to build a network and have a place to just meet other people, other business owners, and have a social hour.
Kind of when you work from home, is a reason to take a shower and all
Yeah,
that kind of
exactly.
things. Yeah.
Do laundry. That's not just pajamas.
Right, exactly.
But I came into the chamber not knowing what to expect. Uh, but what I gained out of it was a sense of community that I didn't know was here. So I built community, I've made friendships, I've expanded my business. My business not just grows from people at the chamber, but they refer me out to other people as well. And then also being able to give back, hosting and volunteering at the events and everything gives back to the community. And that's something that I can just do all in one location.
Yeah, that's tremendous. And I say this over and over, but you've been very active as an ambassador with the Chamber of Commerce, and it's certainly very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Your name comes up a lot when people are going, well, who is the ambassador we want to reach out to? It's always Latreash.
I like to talk.
Well, we appreciate it. So thank you for being a guest on the Better Together podcast today. So Latreash McCurdy from Latreash Designs. She is the owner extraordinaire. You cannot miss her logo. She's all up in your business. Latreash, thank you so much for being here. And I want to thank you to our listeners. Join us each week on the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce as we highlight a great local business. From the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, sponsored by Rescue Wood Rehab, I'm Marty. We're missing Brad. We're still better together.
We're better together. It's a weekly podcast. We're better together. You should know that there's more in the dash. We're better together. Fuquay Arena, Chamber of Commerce. We're better together podcast.